Very good afternoon. I am Sachin Kumar, Department of Mechanical Engineering, and I am College of Polytechnic, Canada. Today I am discuss about the topic of projection of point. It is a very important topic of the course of engineering drawing and graphics. It is a very beneficial course for student of Polytechnic and also the BTech first year student. This topic in the previous lecture we have discussed about the projection of we have discussed about the projection of point, projection of line, orthographic projection. First, we discuss about the previous lectures, some basic knowledge, and then we discuss about the topic of the projection of straight line. So first, we have discussed about the orthographic projection, and then we discuss about the first angle projection, third angle projection, and projection of point and projection of line. Today's topic is projection of line. So first, we have defined how it, or what is the orthographic projection. In case orthographic projection, we can say what is the orthographic projection. Orthographic projection is that type of projection and the projectors are parallel. These lines are the projectors. The projectors are parallel to each other, and it is the perpendicular of plane of projection, and the projectors are parallel to each other. So means in case of orthographic projection, the projector, these are the projector lines. These lines are the projectors line. These projector lines are parallel to each other and also the perpendicular to the plane of projection, and this is called the orthographic projection. If these lines incline to any angle of in case of 460 degree, 45 degree, that is called the inclined projection. So in case of orthographic projection, in any view, front view, top view, and side view, only we can see only two dimensions. Means if we use the first in case of a in case of orthographic projection, if we draw the front view gives the vertical plane, and top view is going to goes to the horizontal plane, and side view gives the profile plane. If we can use in three plane, in case of engineering drawing, this is a vertical plane and horizontal plane and profile plane. So we have discussed in the previous recorded lecture. In case of a projection of point, we have discussed all these things. What is the orthographic projection? So we can repeat this topic again because we understand the topic of projection of line in next slide. So first, we introduction in basics about the quadrant system. What is the quadrant in case of a engineering drawing? We can discuss if any object lies in the first quadrant, means the object lies in above the HP and in front of VP. In case of object is lying in second quadrant, it is the above the HP and in front of VP. If any object lies in the third quadrant system, then is the that is below the HP and behind the VP. And if object is lies in the fourth quadrant system, means object is lie below the HP and in front of VP. So in case of a if we can draw in the use on the first angle projection and third angle projection, we have discussed in the previous classes why we are using the first angle projection and third angle projection, but we cannot use the second angle projection, fourth angle projection, because in case of first angle projection and fourth angle projection, the the front view and top view always go the above the xy line. In case of a first angle projection, the front views goes the above the xy line and top views goes the below the xy line. In case of a third angle projection, the front views goes the below the xy line and top view goes the above the xy line. So in case of a second angle projection and fourth angle projection, the objects front view and top view is overlapping. So in case of a second angle projection and fourth angle projection, the object the front view and top view is overlapping. So we cannot use in second angle projection and fourth angle projection. But in case of a first angle projection and third angle projection, means the front view and top view above the xy line or the below the xy line. So we can use the only first angle projection in a third angle projection. So we discussed these things in previous slide, but understand to the projection of a line, so we can repeat these things again. This is a projection of line is a very important topic for the diploma student, because every year one question and two questions come to for exams, and also the BTech first year student to understand the projection of line. So next slide we have discussed how to line. What do you mean the line? Means the conditions of line. Simple case of line. What it means, a line is perpendicular to the HP. Which case, क्या केस हो सकते हैं, लाइन किस तरह से एक प्लेन पर लाई करती है. तो we have discussed different case of the line. First we discuss a vertical line, a line perpendicular to HP and parallel to VP. This is simple case. Another case, a line perpendicular to VP and parallel to HP, means another case, a line parallel to both the plane HP and VP, means a line inclined to HP and parallel to VP. Means another case is a line inclined to VP and parallel to HP, and a line inclined both the plane. So we have discussed one by one these conditions we have discussed, but in this case only the important topic of this line inclined both the plane. It is a very important and conceptual concept for if a line inclined both the plane, horizontal plane and vertical plane. So simply we have discussed about the projection of line. So some notation in the last lecture we have discussed about the if we can use the front view. Front view always use the dash, and if you use the top view we use without dash. So some notations we use in case of a line. If we are use the top view use without dash means a point use A and AB. If we are use the front view use using the dash means use A dash and A dash AB A dash B dash. If we can use side view of any object, then use can the double dash. This is a notation we can draw in case of engineering drawing, because in case of a drawing if we are drawing dash means automatic understanding that is the front view. Of using no without dash, this is using the top view. And if you can double dash, the engineer any person will understand that is the side view of the object. In case of a orthographic projection, if we are drawing a front view, only we can draw two dimensions. If we use top view and side view, only we can use draw the only two dimensions in an object. In case of a front view, the goes to vertical plane, and if in case of top view give the horizontal plane, and if you can the side view give the profile plane. So we have discussed first a case of the line means uh, that case is a line perpendicular to HP and parallel to VP. First we understand the line where the line exit in case of a horizontal plane and vertical plane. So that is a vertical plane, that is horizontal plane means a line perpendicular to HP. This is the XY plane reference line. So cut the horizontal plane and vertical plane. So that is the AB. AB is the perpendicular to HP and parallel to VP. This line is a show that that is line is the perpendicular to HP and parallel to VP. In case of a projection, we can how to how to start the drawing in case of engineering drawing the projection of line. First we say the which view is given the true length means किस view से आपको true length दिखाई दे रही है. तो if you see the front view, तो front view go to the vertical plane means अगर वर्टिकल प्लेन आप देख रहे हो तो इसकी ट्रू लेंथ हमको वर्टिकल प्लेन पे दिखाई दे रही है A dash B dash. If we can see in the top view gives the on the point means if only front view gives the true length. So we start the front view because front view gives the true length, that is A dash B dash, and vertical and the top view is given the point means point A is visible and point B is not visible. But in some case we have also, if we use B use in a bracket means that is denote that B point we cannot see in the top view B point. So this is the simple drawing of a line perpendicular to HP and parallel to VP. Second case a line to parallel to HP and parallel to VP. This line this line means a line AB is parallel to HP and parallel to VP. So first we see how which view is give the true shape. अगर हम देखेंगे किस व्यू से हमको ट्रू शेप मिल रहा है. अगर हम हॉरिजॉन्टल प्लेन से, इफ यू सी द फ्रंट व्यू इज ऑलवेज गिव ट्रू लेंथ एंड टॉप व्यू ऑलवेज गिव द ट्रू लेंथ मींस एनी व्यू अगर आप फर्स्ट व्यू फ्रंट व्यू से देख रहे हो, टॉप व्यू से देख रहे हो, तो then any every view is given the true shape. So this problem we start from any view मीन्स आप किसी भी व्यू से आप बनाना स्टार्ट कर सकते हो बिकॉज क्योंकि हमें दोनों व्यू से इसकी ट्रू शेप दिखाई दे रही है. सो दैट इज A dash and that is B dash, AB and BB. So front view and top view. So how to draw in orthographic plane projection. So first case we have discussed a line perpendicular to HP and parallel to VP. So how to draw? So in case of a perpendicular to HP and parallel to VP, the front view is the true length means that XY length, the front view is above in the always goes to above the XY line means front view is above the XY line and perpendicular to XY. So A dash B dash is front view and top view in case of is a point A and B. So that is a pictorial orthographic projection of the line first. In case of second, a line front view is a vertical line, so true length and top view is a point. So we have discussed in the previous because because top view is given on the point A and point B is not visible in this case. In case of a second case, this is the orthographic pattern. Second case, any view, if you are seeing the front view also, you can see the top view also. True safe, we can see the true length in those conditions. So first we draw other front view and top view. This is no matter because every view is given the true length. So first we draw front view. Front view is parallel to XY line. So a draw line XY is parallel to XY. A dash B dash. A dash B dash use means dash means that is a front view, and without dash is using that is a top view. So that is a parallel to both the plane. So parallel to both the plane. So how this is a very simple case for understanding to projection of line. Another case, if that is front view and top view both are parallel to XY line and both are given the true length. In case of first case, only front view gives the true length, and in the second case, that only in case of second case, front view and top view also given the true shape. So third case we have discussed a line inclined to HP and parallel to VP. Some more, that's line AB, that is line is inclined to HP and parallel to VP. So first, all the lines problem we have say which view is with the true length. If we see in the top view goes to the horizontal plane. In case of top view is not given the true length, and only front view, that is front view gives the true length. A dash and B dash. A dash B dash is given the true length, and front view, top view is not given the true length. It is given the shorter length of the true length because the inclination angle is inclined to HP. So how to draw these lines we have discussed. Only we start which view is given the true length. In this case, front view is given the true length. So first we discuss and that is the true length. So that is the orthographic projection of this line. So first we draw XY line, that is the reference line. After drawing the reference line, the front view, we are draw front view. Why are you draw front view first? Because only front view is given the true length. So if I draw the A dash B dash, that is the front view. After that we have draw is top view. Top view is given the shorter length to the true length because we cannot say actual length of the true length. So we extended A dash to the A and B dash to B vertical. We can draw vertical line A dash to A and B dash to B and draw the true length. In this case, we have she only front view is given the true length, the top view is given not given the true length. That is the case of a line inclined to HP and parallel to VP. So another case we have discussed for about a line front view inclined to XY and top view is parallel to the XY line. So another case we have discussed a line inclined to VP and parallel to HP. That is the same case. And previous case we have discussed about inclined to HP and parallel to VP, and this case we have discussed inclined to VP and parallel to HP. So first we have to that is vertical plane, that is horizontal plane, that is AB line, and that this line is inclined to HP and inclined to VP and parallel to HP. So first, how to draw the orthographic projection of this length? First we have this so which view is given the true length. So in this case, true length given to the only top view. Top view is given the true length. So that is in case top view is given the true length in horizontal plane. So that is, and front view is given the shorter length. That is the pictorial projection of orthographic projection for the a line inclined to VP and parallel to the HP. So in this case, a line only one view is given the true length, either front view, either top view. If any line inclined to one plane, means at a horizontal plane, at a vertical plane, only one view is given the true shape, front view, either top view. So we are solving that type of problem. For that view is given the front view. First we draw that view is given the front view, draw front view, and after that that line extended to a line just means in second case AB is the true length given, then A extended to A in case of vertical line, and after that case of inclined to VP and parallel to HP plane, true means front top view inclined to XY and front view is given to the parallel to XY line. So this is a simple case of all. In these case we have see any view means either front view and top view is given the true shape, means either just means parallel both the planes is given also the if a line parallel both the plane means the front view and top view also given the ट्रू सेफ। कहने का मतलब ये है कि अगर हर केस में हमको किसी न किसी व्यू से ट्रू लेंथ हमको दिखाई दे रही है, या तो आप फ्रंट व्यू से देख रहे हो आपको ट्रू लेंथ दिखाई दे रही है, या टॉप से देख रहे हो ट्रू लेंथ दिखाई दे रही है। बट एक ऐसा केस है जैसे कि मतलब आप एक वन लाइन इज पैरेलल बोथ द प्लेन, इस केस में हमको फ्रंट व्यू और टॉप व्यू से दोनों से हमको ट्रू लेंथ दिखाई दे रही है। बट if a line inclined both the plane, means that lines inclined to HP and also inclined to VP, so that is a problem to which view, either front view or top view is a true length. But in this case, so discuss in next slide, a line inclined both the plane HP and VP. So a line inclined to HP and VP, that is a reference line, front view and top view. In this case, any view, front view and top view not given the true length. That is problem. How to start the solving the problem. इस व्यू में हमें किसी भी व्यू से, फ्रंट व्यू और टॉप व्यू से ट्रू शेप दिखाई नहीं दे रही है. That problem always come in examination, in any exam, BTech program and Polytechnic also. A line inclined both the plane. How to start this problem? Because any view, front view and top view is not given the true length. So first, how to solve step by step this problem? That is a very understanding how concept to how to draw this line. That line AB is line inclined to both the plane, and which view is given not given the true length. अगर आप फ्रंट व्यू से देखोगे या टॉप से देखोगे तो हमें शॉर्टर लेंथ दिखाई देगी, आपको किसी भी व्यू से आपको ट्रू लेंथ दिखाई नहीं देगी. देन we have discussed one problem about this type of condition and solve how to solve that problem, and how to show the front view and top view of this type of a problem. So that is front view and top view. Front view always go to the vertical plane and top view go to the horizontal plane. So A dash B dash and AB is the orthographic projection of a line, and we can say that that is line is shorter than the true length. So how to discuss solve that problem we have discussed in next slide. Then that is A dash B dash is a front view of the object. Front A dash B dash is the front view of a line inclined to both the plane and inclined to HP, and also this is the top view and front view. If we and find out if you given the true length and find out the shorter length, we have discussed about this. These are conditions about we have discussed next slide how to solve that type of a problem. Uh, that is a problem. Some notations we have remember always in case of this type of problem is inclined both the plane, means if a angle inclined to HP, so we have denoted by theta. That is a remember always. This is a standard notation by using in the engineering drawing. If a line inclined both the plane and inclined a line inclined to HP, that is denoted by theta. A angle inclined to vertical plane, that is used by phi. A angle for the front view with xy line is always use alpha. A angle of top view without with xy line is use the beta. Some notations always been remember, or these notations are used in case in the engineering drawing for how to that type of problems always come in examination always, or that is a very important one. We have solved that problem, and how to solve that problem we can use step by step. A line AB is 75 long, and it's 30 degree and 40 degree inclined to HP and PP, and A is 12 above the HP and 10 in front of VP. Draw the projection. So first, in case of a first we have discussed a point A 12 above the HP and 10 in front of VP, means आप ये समझ में आना चाहिए that is the first quadrant. First quadrant means above the HP in front of VP, means हमारा जो point रखा है वो first quadrant में है. इसका मतलब ये है कि first quadrant front views go to the above the XY line and top views below the XY line. If this point is in third quadrant or fourth quadrant, then we, if that point is third quadrant, means below the HP, behind the VP. So first we have discussed that point in the front view in the first quadrant, means a point A dash above the XY line, 12 above the XY line, and 10 below the XY line in case of a front view. First we draw, and also this line is inclined both the plane, means this line is inclined both the plane, means which view is not given the true length. So start how to solve that problem. First, this is the some steps written in how to solve, but that is not important how to step to understand how to solve that type of a problem. So that is the XY line. Then first is we the A dash. A dash means 12 above the HP. That is A dash is 12 above the HP. So front views always go to the above the XY line. 10 in front of VP means that is 10 A is go below the 10 of XY line. That is A dash A. Means first quadrant means the point above front front view is good about the xy line, and top view is below the xy line. So next, how to show 30-degree incline to HP and 30-degree incline to HP and 40-degree incline to VP. First, we can assume that line is 30-degree incline to HP and parallel to VP. Means हमने मान लिया कि ये जो हमारी लाइन है वैसे एक्चुअल में है नहीं, लेकिन 30-degree incline to HP and parallel to VP. So if you draw 30-degree incline to HP and parallel to VP, तो front views always go to the true shape. Means आपको front view हमेशा true shape देगा. So we have draw 30 degree. That we can use the locus of a dash and a parallel, मतलब parallel lines we can हमने a dash और a का locus बना लिया. Then उसके बाद हमने a dash 30 degree inclined to HP theta, means true length is 75 mm and 30 degree inclined to HP. Means we had only assumed that it means 30 degree inclined to HP, means a dash b dash b1. That is not a true front view because we assume that is 30 degree inclined to HP and parallel to VP. So we can use we can use a dash b dash 1, means that is not a actual front view. So in case of second case, we can assume also that line is 40 degree inclined to VP and parallel to HP, then A and B. So that is on phi is inclined to VP. So A B1. A B1 is not a front view, top view, true top view, because we can assume line is 40 degree inclined to VP and parallel to HP. So and that first we have draw only the 30 degree inclined to HP true length and 30 degree A dash and B1 dash. Then we can draw for 40 degree inclined to A and B1. Then after that we have draw the locus. Locus means we can draw the locus of B1, that is parallel to XY line. Then when locus of B1 that is parallel of XY line. Then आपने इसका locus draw किया और उसके बाद आपने दोनों को पहले माना कि 30 डिग्री इंक्लाइन टू HP एंड पैरेलल टू VP है, आपने 30 डिग्री एंगल बनाया और ट्रू लेंथ बना दी. फिर आपने B1 का लोकस बनाया. देन आफ्टर दैट वी हैव इंक्लाइन टू 40 डिग्री एंड incline to 40 degree and find out the locus of B1, that is the parallel to XY line. So after that we have draw a vertical line B1 to B, that line, and cut to the locus of point A. Cut to the locus of point A, and after that taking the center of A, that is a true front view, that is the actual front view we can say. So that is taking the center of A and using the arc, and then cut that line for the A dash B dash. This arc is cut the locus of B1 dash and then actual the B1. Means A B1 is the true front view. We can say all these in previous cases, if a line inclined any plane, horizontal plane and vertical plane, the front view and top view always shorter than the true length. So in this case, if true length is 75 mm long, so A dash B1 dash is 75. If we can see the front view, so obviously these lines is, if we can see the front view, this is shorter than 75. In this case, we also A dash B dash is the lesser than the A B1 dash. That means your your step is proper way. Means you can find the front view is shorter than the true length. That means right. The problem is solving. After that is front view. B1, that you draw a vertical line for B1 and cut to the B1's locus and cut to the B. And after that A and B. AB is given the top view. So we can say in this case the top view also is the shorter than case of front view. Means अगर आप फ्रंट व्यू से देख रहे हो या टॉप व्यू से देख रहे हो और लाइन दोनों प्लेन से इंक्लाइंड है, तो आपको जो टॉप व्यू और फ्रंट व्यू दिखाई देगा वो हमेशा शॉर्टर ही दिखाई देगा. और यही हमारा इस केस में दिखाई दे रहा है, बिकॉज जो A डैश B डैश है और A B है वो शॉर्टर है A डैश B डैश 1 से और A B 1 से. That is that solution is a right. If any case the length is and A B is longer than A B1 dash, then your problem is wrong. Because if any lines inclined both the plane, we cannot say true shape, and this the front view and top view is always shorter than the true length in this case. But four conclusion we can find out in this problem. What is conclusion? First conclusion we find out, if uh, if any line inclined any plane, then front view is always shorter than the true length. Top view is top view is also shorter than the true length. But if a angle, in case angle is 30-degree inclined to HP, and angle is 30-degree inclined to HP, but the angle of front view above, the angle of front view, uh, the angle of the front view XY line is more than theta, मीन्स जो हमारा फ्रंट व्यू से एंगल आ रहा है वो थीटा से ज्यादा है. इन केस ऑफ टॉप व्यू आल्सो, दिस एंगल फाई is smaller than the which angle is we can obtain through obtain in true length, obtain in top view in the xy, मीन्स xy से जो टॉप व्यू का एंगल है फाई से ज्यादा आ रहा है. मतलब जो एंगल हमको मिल रहा है फ्रंट व्यू टॉप व्यू से वो एक्चुअल एंगल से ज्यादा आ रहा है, बट in case of length कम आ रही है. So always remember, in case of a line inclined both the plane, the true length always lesser than the front view, and top view length always lesser than true length, but angle make xy plane is greater than about angle of given the HP and VP. These are the remember, means you can remember these things, and very easily we can draw these things in case of engineering drawing. So we have discussed about these things. First we have discussed about the projection of quadrant system, first angle quadrant system, second angle quadrant system, and third angle quadrant system. But after that we have discussed about that projection of point and projection of line, and we can also discuss about the why we can use first angle projection and third angle projection, and why we are not using in case of second angle projection and fourth angle projection because of the overlapping. And we have discussed our projection of point. In case of projection of point, if a point lies in the first quadrant, means the point is above the front view goes above the xy line, and top view is goes below the xy line. In case of a second quadrant system, the front view is go the above the xy line, and top view also above goes the top, above the xy line. In case of a third angle quadrant system, the front view is above below the xy line, and top views go the above the xy line. In case of fourth angle quadrant system, the front view and top views below the xy line. These we have discussed in the previous slide and previous chapter. In case of a line, the most important consideration, which view is given the true length, means if front view is given the true length, then we can draw the front view. If top view is given the true length, first we draw top view. If any angle, and in last case, in any view front view and top view is not given true length, then first we have assume that first we have assume that a line is parallel any one plane and then inclined to one plane, and then we can solve problem step by step, then find out the locus and cut these lines, that we can find out the front view and top view. And if any lines parallel both the planes, is a very simple and easy case, because two views, means front view and top view, both the views are given to the true length. So and last problem is a very important problem, because all the problems are perpendicular to HP, parallel to VP, perpendicular to VP, and parallel to HP, parallel both the planes, and also inclined to HP and parallel to VP, and parallel to HP and inclined to VP. All these cases very simple case, because any of view is given the true length. But this case, final case, is a very important case, because no one is given the true length. We have discussed in the next slide, if a line in HP and also VP, and making the angle of 30 means any if any view, means front view and top view is not given the true length, but profile plane, means the side view is the true length. How to solve this type of a problem, we have discussed in the next lecture. So this is the very important lecture for the engineering drawing student, especially for diploma student, also for BTech first year student. And in case of a engineering drawing problem, how to draw this type of a problem, to solve this type of problem, we have discussed in